So last year, an amazing movie came out. If you didn't get a chance to see it, it's Reagan, starred Dennis Quaid, and I am here with both the producer of the movie and the new soundtrack that came out. Now, there's two soundtracks. There's a movie soundtrack, and then there's a soundtrack inspired by the film. I've got a chance to listen to these songs. These are amazing songs. So, what was it like, first off, producing this movie? I know it was a long time in the making to produce the Reagan film. What was it like bringing his faith story to life for this film?
Yeah, I mean, it was always a part of his story. And one of the things that historians don't do very well is they don't know how to deal with faith elements, faith issues. It's just too confusing for them. So we found an author, a guy named Paul Kengor, who wrote these books on Reagan, and he's the guy that really brought that out and really showed, especially Reagan's mother was a super influential person in his life, and she's the one that she saw that her son could go down the path of alcoholism like his dad, and she really wanted to keep him on a different path. So she gave him a book that changed his life, and he read the book, and he came to his mother and said, I want to declare my faith and be baptized. Well, Mom said, you can't until you're 12 in our church. Somehow, Ronald Reagan got permission at 11 and a half to break the rules and get baptized at 11 and a half against the church's rules. So that's the foundation of the story.
Yeah, and the music plays just an integral part of this film. First off, putting this cast of artists together for the soundtrack is probably a hard thing to do because there's so many songs out there that are great. Two questions for you. How did you choose these songs? And I'm hearing that Ronald Reagan actually wrote a song with Mike Curb that has never been heard. Tell us about that.
Well, I want Mark to tell that story because he knows the inside with Mike Curb.
Yeah, you guys know Mike Curb, legendary Nashville guy, Curb Records, Word Entertainment. We're going to do these records with Mike, so we're talking, and one day he just sort of casually mentions, oh, by the way, Reagan and I wrote some songs together, and I did a double take, and I said, do you still have them? Were they ever released? And he goes, yeah, I have them, and they were never released. So I heard the song, and I immediately thought of Lee Greenwood, because Lee Greenwood was Reagan's favorite. He'd sing God Bless the USA at all those rallies. So I said, Lee, I've got a song that Ronald Reagan began writing. Would you finish it? And he said, sure. So it's Ronald Reagan, Mike Curb, and Lee Greenwood, and the song is called Start the World Over Again. And I think it's a good message for us today as we're all fighting and shooting each other and being crazy, and Reagan is saying, hey guys, let's start over again and get along.
His words still resonate even 20 years after he passed away, and that's just that's a legacy right there.
And the other part of your question is it spans a large amount of time, and that was, I have to say, there are so many musicians here in Nashville that made that happen, the engineers, because it was all periods, up to the 80s, and so Nashville did that better than any place I think we could have ever recorded that.
Well, that's awesome. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. I greatly appreciate it, and I'm hoping that this movie and the soundtrack continue to inspire people and just ensure the legacy of Ronald Reagan. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having us.